So as you heard in the last video, we were dreaming about somehow shoving this engine in this 240 and being able to close the stock hood, because I envision having to put a huge ass scoop because this engine is really tall. However, Eric Hines from Atlas Industries was kind enough, who after our first video got a lot of views, he reached out to us and said he wanted to kind of sponsor us. I picked this color because it's the lower portion is. This is a little darker, but we're gonna put this on there and see if we can finally close this hood like I dream of, because I really don't want to cut it up. Can we get in a way where you go around it? So this is the shave valve cover. You see how tall that one is and where the stock oil fill cap is. He cuts this off, I mean, down to here, basically. Caps it, and then he kind of banks it down here in the front and welds this badass aluminum oil fill cap on. It's long-winded threads, but man, it's so nice. Cuts that stock. I think that's a stock PCV. I guess that's what it is. That's why he chose there to do it, which may or may not be an issue. I may have to get like a 120-degree fitting, or hammer the ribbing on the hood, or cut some ribbing out. So I don't know, but we're about to find out. Let's pull this stock valve cover off and stick it in there.
Freaking white powder everywhere.
Dude, it gets on you and it does not come off.
Scratch it.
Yeah, try not to do that.
I mean, it is powder coat, so it should be pretty durable.
I hit it on a couple things. It did not even.
Dude.
How good does it look, man?
Oh, it's really good. Well, let's see if the freaking hood closes, dude. First latch. Yeah, how's it looking? Are we touching it all?
It's close, very close. I think I need to hit it a few times. A little hammer.
Really?
Hammer, yeah.
Think that'll do it?
Oh yeah. Dude, there's 3/8 of an inch in there.
So I guess the answer to every man's question.
Will the hood shut? Well, I think it shuts, dude. That's crazy.
I didn't have to hack up the hood, and that monster is under there. The only thing I may have an issue with is that PCV AM line, but
Oh, I see, yeah. So we're still really close on the subframe, so this gives us room to push up even if we needed to.
yeah, it's got the 3/16.
That we
It needs
need.
to.
That's a closed hood right there, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
No, a better one.
That was a
here.
weak one. That was
Straight
fun.
the elbow. There it is, dude.
Let's
Push it out into the daylight. Dude, I can't believe it. How is that huge engine in here?
film from the inside.
Wow, dude. Show us your progress.
And I hadn't had motivation. I was kind of taking a break. So I've got 2 runners fully welded out. So I need to tack these back on. These shrunk, obviously, but in a good way, to where I've just got to add a small straight piece right here, like a 1/4 inch or 3/8 straight piece right there.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of gives me encouragement that I'm welding it properly. You know,
Your welds look good, dude.
they could be better, but they look okay.
For first rip, it's pretty.
They're getting better as, like, I don't remember now which one's my first one, but you can definitely tell
The difference.
where I started and where I ended. But it took me 2 weeks to weld these 2. You weld a little bit, and I stick it in front of the fan kind of far away. I don't want it to cool off too fast. I also don't want to wait all day just to weld one runner, which that's ends up what happened. It took me like a day to weld this and a day to weld that.
So you just got 4 days left of welding, you'd be done. One more look at this thing, it's freaking nuts. 4.2 liter inline Chevrolet 6-cylinder fits under the hood of a 1989 Nissan 240SX.
It can be done.
In the last video, Sean Rose 3D scanned a bunch of stuff on and off the car, and then after yelling his height in inches at Chris,
I'm only 68 inches tall.
he went home to begin designing an intake manifold in SolidWorks. We all pitched our ideas of what it should sort of look like, and ended up with these curved runners leading into a plenum with 6.4 liters of volume. Chris got going 3D printing out the pieces of the manifold on his 3D printer and fit them up to the car. It looked pretty sweet, so Chris posted a picture on the Vortec 4200 Facebook page, and it received several helpful criticisms that Sean then used to redesign our manifold for Chris to print out and test fit again.
So we use that constructive criticism to redesign.
Yeah, so these still have the tree support on it and everything. We got to break that out, but as you can see up in there, it goes all up in there to support it. But flowing much greater into cylinder 1, you know, it's not a 90 like it was before. But also this time, we put the IAT, the stock IAT sensor bung in there. All these little holes, we're gonna put these little inserts, these little 6mm inserts in. they're knurled on the edges there. What we're gonna do is, there's this little adapter for my soldering iron that these things sit on, and we're gonna heat them up and then stick them in there. This is the plenum. The runners I'm gonna print in 3 pieces. These I'm gonna print myself, and the actual material we're gonna use, this is just PLA, but the actual material that I'm gonna use, carbon fiber something, I don't know, it's like 150 bucks a spool, and it's gonna take 2 spools to do all 3 of these, 100% infill. But these are also gonna get these bushings pressed into them, just pass-through bushings to kind of add to the strength. Cinch down nicely without cracking the plastic. And each one has this step over come together, and then a bushing will go through there. He's also designed, my brother has also designed 3D printable gaskets out of TPU 95. So I've got that. So I've got to dry it, or I'd print that. If I was more prepared, I would.
You're making your own gasket?
Yeah, he designed a gasket that I can 3D print, and I'll always have extras. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
If something occurs, like I said, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know. He's tested it. So he did the first version to 50 PSI, and I think this one has a rating of like 35 PSI, just because of the, I don't have a clue why, but it's 8 millimeters thick. I think the material that I've chosen to get this made out of is actually a resin material, so it's gonna 3D print the whole thing 100% solid, because normal 3D prints aren't, even though they're 100% infill,
right,
quote unquote, they're never 100%.
Right.
But resin, getting it printed in resin, it's not only affordable, it's resistant to heat, and it's printed 100% solid. So
stronger.
The weak point, in my opinion, is going to be these gaskets at this, well, once we get the things broke off, this joint. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I mean...
And you're printing this in the same material as you are the plenum?
No, so this is going to be in a different material. I'm going to print these by myself, so I don't have to pay somebody else to print them.
I see.
I can buy the material, and my printer can do this.
Just the runner?
This size, in 3 different parts.
Okay.
But the plenum, see right now they just hold together with these dowels that I've cut in the software with. And they fit together nicely. I'm getting rid of 2 failure points if I have somebody else 3D print this.
Right.
This may hold. If for all intents and purposes we don't know if this is going to work, this is the quickest way to see if it's going to work.
Right. Yeah.
We make this. There may be a version 5 or 6. I don't know. This is only 2. Probably throw up a little time lapse of us cleaning all this off. But all the tree supports, they're very neat. They're very intricate.
Yeah, they look really neat.
And it's just fun to look. It's very satisfying to break these things off.
It almost looks organic.
Like, yeah. No, it is. It's so neat. It's pretty neat how it's formed, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks nuts. And it's just got these little fingers that hold on to it.
Little tree limbs.
Should have raced.
Shit, no, this is the one not to race on. This is,
Holy
it's got
cow.
several trees. Like, you can see all the, from the top, look how many, like, limbs and shit are on there. It's, oh my god, dang it. Holy shit. Bringing reinforcements here.
There you go.
It all came off at once. Dude.
That looks crazy.
How nuts is that? Look how smooth it is. I mean, it's just a touch rougher than the outside, but it's ready to go. So we're going to glue this together. A little glue just so it doesn't come apart in each of the things.
Oh, look how long it is. It looks good, dude.
No, it looks very good. So now we're going to test it in the V1, pressing the inserts in.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We'll mess up a couple of them on there, and then once we got it down, we'll move
glue it together with this one. Let's put the runners kind of on.
So it's going to look something like that.
Wow.
Dude, that looks sick.
Yes, it does.
So this is the V1 plenum. You can see a lot of glue marks because I didn't make the pins. They connect them very good, and it's not exactly lined up 100%. But
the V1 had these curved up runners.
Yeah, oh yeah, they kicked up a couple inches, I think. So we're gonna try to put some heat inserts in here, see how that works out to get the temperature dialed in. Once we get it figured out on this, we're gonna bolt V2 version up.
Be nice to be able to bolt that whole thing together, and then we can take this all out, put the new version 2 in.
Yep.
Look, you still got these.
Yeah.
The 2J ones just laying down. It's like a 3D printing mess on this thing right now.
But you can see, this is what the biggest online complaint was. As cylinder 1, you see it's straight wall into there, and it even kind of
from the throttle body.
Right. So that one dude was saying pretty much the cylinder 1. We're just learning. This is one more time. Will make 2 for me. So extended that out some.
Yeah, you can see the difference in the 2 where the.
Now it actually curves down into cylinder 1, kind of.
Which is sweet. You can just adapt the stock throttle body right directly to it. Too easy.
When it accepts the stock 4200 gasket, pushes in there, and then it's got the little line out thing.
Over there, yeah.
All right, I got the soldering iron heated up to 380 degrees. Google told me that's just 10 or 15 degrees higher than what PLA melts at. These little inserts on the end of my soldering iron, and then I'm gonna try to press them in the old one.
Dude, it's going in.
Stop. It's flush.
Looks pretty good.
Dude, that went way better than I thought.
Yeah, that was fast. I thought it was
That
gonna
was
take a
real
long
fast.
time to heat up. Tilt it down just a little bit. A little more, a little more, a little more. More, right there.
Dude, it just presses in there. It takes a little force.
Down a little bit, tilt down. Okay.
Good?
Right there, yeah.
There's an art to that, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have somebody
You need
guide you.
4 eyes for sure.
I need to put my glasses on, 100%.
Let me try one. Yeah, that's...
Up a little bit.
Shit, I jerked it.
Yep, right there, you're good.
Dude, look at that.
It looks so professional. We're going to put a little bit of plastic glue on these little dowel pins. It's the glory of this software with the Bamboo Labs. You can cut the pieces and you can add the dowels, and it will automatically make the imprints on the other one. It's way too easy.
There's a little hole on the inside of this one.
Yeah, I did it too deep, but I mean, this is mock-up, so.
First time you've ever done that in your life, probably.
Yeah. Press those together. Dude, almost seamless.
Dang.
You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
little dirty.
it really is. You can barely see it on camera. Little schmoo on the bottom there.
That made a good noise, too. Anyway, we'll do the same here on the top of the plenum. There she is.
Clean.
All splooged together.
Let's compare the two here.
So you can see the difference in the added,
the contact
per
points there.
cylinder.
And it's kind of longer overall too.
Yeah,
the
it's
new one.
definitely longer overall. Difference.
V1, V2.
Does it look like this one is bigger volume? He did tell me that this is bigger volume.
This is way wider, the V1, and then V2 is really narrow on the bottom, but V1 is kind of shallow up here. I think the volume is probably all up here, closer to the throttle body.
This one's gonna be a lot lower. This one's gonna be like that much lower, I think. It'll be fun. We're gonna get to pressing these things in.
Yeah, let's get some inserts in there. We can bolt these things together. See what it looks like in here. Which this thing, golly, dude, this new valve cover looks freaking cool.
If you watch really close, the little knurl things, it kind of twists as it goes in. If you do it slow enough, it'll twist as it goes in. It's probably hard to catch on camera, but it's twisting clockwise as it goes down in there. So it's melting.
Follows the shape of the knurl.
Yeah.
All right, last one of the plenum.
This little tool that it came with is amazing.
Upper plenum is completely done. All
Yeah, except for this hole, which Sean Rhodes oversized that one for some reason. I don't know why.
Dude.
Yeah, but it's glued together. We're gonna rob some bolts off of.
So he wants to use all of these metric 6 bolts that hold his wide body on his car to hold that thing together. Which I vote take all of these off and just use rivets. Because how many times do you think you've taken this rear end off to need? Also, there's no motivation to because there's fucking 100 of them.
I've repainted it twice, so each time. So I've twice. To be honest,
I'm just.
I know you don't like them.
You know I hate it.
Well, we got the bushings pressed in. It looks so kind of factory.
Yeah, this does look good.
As you'll see on the stock manifold, I know it's painted white, but they also have melted in inserts in those. Plenum over here.
These look exactly like these. So we're using OEM technology.
There's no reason it can't work.
There's nothing can go wrong with this.
Providing our sizing of the holes and they're melted into the depth they need to and all of that is the same. I mean, it's going to work.
This looks freaking awesome though. The whole set of runners is
There's
holding
a
itself
plenum.
together.
Find some bolts to bolt it up, and we're about to show you all what it looks like. Clean, dude. The concentration on this fella.
I'm locked in right now, dude. Looks good, huh? That one's a little better.
Yeah, that one. Now look back that way. There you go. Somewhere in there.
Gotta wait.
You got enough for it's for.
Heck yeah, man.
Now we're about to bolt this thing on. We got her bolted together. See if she fits in one piece. I think we may have to take it apart to get it in there. A couple nuts in the way. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to take it apart to put it in there. Oh man. Damn, it's a tight fit.
I think you just need to do it one piece at a time.
Oh man, that's...
There we go.
Holy cow, that looks good.
Ooh, that looks good.
It looks like some ITBs are about to be mounted on there.
Dang, that's clean.
Isn't
They
it?
do look way
The
cooler
contrast to
straight
the valve cover? Yeah.
Yeah, this might be tight. Let's see here. Slider on.
Whew.
It fits.
Dude. Here, bolt it on.
All right, we got it all bolted in. Show us what we got, Christopher.
This thing looks and fits so good. I mean, as you can see, we don't have much room to work back here. I mean, my finger definitely won't go in there. So,
Man, it looks good. Got the throttle body on. Looks pretty good. We don't know exactly what this thing is, so if you know what that part of the throttle body is, do we need that? Do we have to keep that? Can we throw it away?
yeah, I don't know.
Shoot a comment on that. Maybe help us out. I can't believe the hood closes. That's the craziest thing. And this manifold looks nuts. So what's this you got here?
Brand new Vibrant. As you all know, the quality of that last intercooler. Ah!
Nice, right out of the box.
Alex talked me into just building my own.
Dang.
It's very nice and not dented, and it's so heavy. It just feels solid. I'm just gonna go behind this deal, obviously, but that'll leave me plenty of room for boxes on the end.
Yeah, that looks freaking good, dude. The height is nice.
Really good. It'll be a mid-mount also, straight 6 with a mid-mount intercooler, and not front mount hanging that.
Right.
We don't want that. We need to keep
Have
it
it nice
nice.
and safe from back in here, because you have
Yeah.
all kinds of room to move the radiator back. All right, so you remember these little spacers that we found, the aluminum ones? We've loosened up the engine mounts. Just gonna jack it up here. We're gonna slip these in here. We'll just say this is like 1/4 inch higher than we had. Yeah, 1/4 inch thick.
You need to loosen the fucking nut.
Oh, duh.
Hang on a second, it's probably tight.
My bad.
That's why it hung up.
Idiot, dude, I'm freaking this up. Now it's easy, dude. All right, get a little, one more little pump. All right.
Try to stick the other one in, and I'll hold
No,
this
just,
one straight.
God, dog. Dude, that scared me.
All right, try to put that one in
We're
there.
plenty high up over here.
I know we are. Keep your fingers out of the
I'm
arm's
nervous,
way.
dude. I'm
Are you
so
ready?
nervous. No, yes, go ahead.
Tell me when you're ready.
Go. All right, there it is, spaced up. Christopher's gonna close the hood, see if we still have all the clearance we want and need.
Still shut.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so close. It may be touching a little bit.
maybe just a little bit. But let's see what the clearance on the bottom. That's really what we're chasing here. That's a little bit more clearance, dude.
Oh, dude, that's 3/8 of an inch.
Well, hopefully that's enough.
Yeah.
I guess we
Oh,
know
yeah,
if there's
yeah.
some dent marks in the pan after we get it running.
Oh yeah, you can see the gap. She's not gonna tweak that much.
Good shots.
Shots, man.